Hey guys, happy end of July. I'm back for my favourites because I haven't really been up to much this month, and I won a prize and got a few new bits, so I thought, I was going to wait till August, but why not come and do a July favourites. I'm a little bit higgledy-piggledy, but hopefully this will be okay. I don't know about anyone else, but this has been a bit of a weird month emotionally, just for myself. Some really big highs, some really low lows, a lot of stuff going on which I won't bore you with, but there's been a lot of turmoil for me personally, and it's meant that I in one way sort of stepped back from my tarot practice a little bit because I was focusing on lots of other things and feeling a bit stressed. However, I've seemed to almost use every single deck I own and I'm not going to show you every single deck I own because that would be a deck collection, so I've chose the more poignant ones. So starting off, I don't know how well you're going to be. I'm going to have to drink some of this. Oh damn it. I'm going to have to drink some of this before I can show it to you. However, I've got this gorgeous new kiddie mug which I will show you before the end. And in it, and this is mostly tarot, oracle, witchy stuff. However, I always add some little bits and bobs. And I've been crushing on this yogi tea at the moment. And if you've never tried yogi tea, it's absolutely gorgeous. Generally, I like to drink fresh herbs, but these tea bags are gorgeous, and they each come with a little message on them as well. So today says, happiness comes from contentment. And you can get these in Holland and Barrett's and other health shops, and I think they have a website as well. So if you're a tea junkie like myself with no caffeine, then check that out. I'm going to do it a bit backwards today so I can get rid of the boxes. And I've also been really run down. So I've been living off of echinacea drops. I can't take the tablets because of what they're coated in. The echinacea drops are amazing. I had all these ulcers come up in my mouth and got a cold and was really run down, and took that for 3 days and felt amazingly better. This month you would have probably caught my witch casket unboxing. If you haven't, go and check it out, especially if you like anything sort of witchy, or even if you've got a lovely little altar. I'm not going to show you all of it, but this is gorgeous, is it not? And it's featured in about 3 or 4 of my Instagram pictures already, and it came in the middle of the month. I love it. It's a little coaster, but obviously who's going to put a drink on this pretty thing? And that sits on my altar. Lovely, lovely. My other 2 favourite items, not for any reason other than I haven't got to use some of the other bits yet, but I have been burning this moon incense, and considering I was sort of on the fence about this when I opened it, because when you smell it, it smells kind of floral, soapy. It smells amazing when you burn it, absolutely amazing. Completely different, it's really gorgeous. There's also another incense, but I've left it. 1 second. And this one is cocoa mango, and it's great for if you've got someone round who's not really into incense, or you want to burn something quite light before someone gets round. This I got from Glastonbury, so I don't know if you can get this particular type. Honestly, if you can find some of this. At first I was like, oh, that's not very strong, because I quite like strong incense. However, it's proved to be really lovely, and I often burn it in the kitchen when I'm cleaning, funny enough. I'll leave this there so you can see it. The other witch casket item, it didn't come with this necklace, I've put it on it, was this, this little pendant, this little pentagram. I love it, it's so cute. So I've been wearing it lots. I know that was a bit of a weird start to my July favourites. However, we're going to roll with it because, like I said, I'm all floopy this month. I got my, finally got my Lavish Earth Crystal Affirmation deck. And despite not taking as many pictures of it as I'd anticipated, because my Instagram's been a bit bland this month, I freaking adore this deck. Go and watch my flick through if you can stomach watching all of the crystals that I flick through as well. It's just a gorgeous deck, a gorgeous deck. It lets you work with crystals that otherwise you might not own. I love the quotes around the edges. I love the keywords. So even if you're in a rush and you just want a daily message, something, an affirmation to work from, you don't really need to read the main bit until later. And let's face it, they just are gorgeous cards. They've got a bit of a sheen to them, but I have got the light on today above me. But they're not, they photo really well. If you're an Instagram addict like myself, then you'll be pleasantly pleased. And for those of you who are in the UK and thinking, ouch, on the shipping, because the shipping is a lot, then run over to Little Red Tarot, because Beth has some in stock, but I don't think she's got a lot. I have been crushing on them since I have them and have played with them a lot this month. As I say, this is a bit out of order. The next deck I'm going to show you is... Yay! I was the lucky winner of the Line Path giveaway. I believe that's what it was called. It was on Instagram and it was the Empath and, or Empath even, it's a play on words, and Lion Hearts, and this was one of the decks and I was the lucky winner. And Em bought me this deck for winning, and it's gorgeous. It's a little bit bigger than I thought it was going to be. Let me... I will do a review on this deck rather than a walkthrough. I've been working with it loads this month, so I'll probably review it in August. It's got the most... It's such a... Oh, honestly, you can get this deck as well at the moment. It came... M's in the US, I believe, and it's quite a bit pricier out there, but at the moment on Amazon Marketplace, Prime are fulfilling it for silly money. So if you're in the UK and you've been eyeballing this, and get it, because you are missing out. It might look, all I hear in reviews, which is why I'm going to review it, is people saying that they bought it for any tarot readings that they do with children or sensitive people, which I can totally get because I'll take you through them in a minute, but they're very light feeling in their colour palette and also in their depiction of the message. As you can see, they're all animals. The heaviest card is the Ten of Swords, and you can't actually tell on first glance, and I'll try and find it for you in a minute, that the animal is even there, the wounded animal underneath. Oh, here we are, because it's a Ten of Feathers. So there it is, if you can see that. So there's the animal. So it's quite a gentle depiction. I'm sure people aren't showing young children these anyway, but it actually has some really interesting, profound little messages. Look at the book, it's absolutely stunning. It's colour coded, it's got these traditional names, a little keynote, it's still got a short message, and then it discusses the animal and it discusses the card meaning. A couple of spreads, but what a gorgeous book for such a well-priced deck as well. And I've just been loving this. I'm an animal fanatic anyway, so any animal deck is going to be good with me. But I mean, look at the colour palette. It's mostly pastel, kind of watercolour artwork. Look, it's my birth card. Shiny, shiny. They are very shiny, these cards, but they feel really nice. And one of the other things that I notice is that I really appreciate I'll try again. I really appreciate the messages. Like, for example, I've owned many rats in the past as pets, and people calling them vermin really gets my back up. And the message here is both true to the nature of the animal still, but very, very respectful, really fits with the flora fossils, and I really like it. It's very inclusive. There's a little piggy in this deck, but there's a Pegasus. Oh, there it is. Ta-da! Well, that's called the horse. We've got a llama. You know, you don't always see all of these animals in this deck. The firefly I love because it's free to fly where it wants. I can't remember what deck it is, but something like that's in a little... It's trapped in a little lamp. So I've been loving this deck. I feel it was on my wish list. I was going to get it at some point, but money's a bit tight at the moment, and I feel incredibly blessed to have won this. And it's been really nice because I speak to Em a lot more now. It's kind of brought us in contact with each other, although we did follow each other before. Aww. This and the crystal deck are my main deck crushes this month. As I said, I've been working with everything. I don't know what's gone on with me. Maybe I just felt like I needed to be super inclusive of my decks. However, I wanted to show the ones that I've kind of felt really drawn to, that I've gone back to, that maybe I hadn't been using. I know everyone sees the Wild Unknown deck a lot, but no one seems to show the animal spirit as much. So I'll just get a couple out of each because these cards just look amazing together. They give me some of the quickest, strongest messages. Look at the cards together. They just look beautiful together. And if you haven't seen the Animal Spirit one before, because I'm sure you've seen the Wild Unknown Tarot, then you've got the little elements at the top. You've got the 4 usual elements, and then you've got the 5th is Spirit, which is a circle. And they're just freaking gorgeous, and I've got some lovely pictures of these on Instagram at the moment, if anyone wants to go and has a look-see. I love those cards. So I've been working with those two together a lot. Oh look, sorry, you can see the shine from... It's really sunny in the side, one half of my room, but not the other half. The other two I've gone back to, and I was doing readings, just I don't read for other people, so it was just if you're about on the day, I will pull you a card from one or both of these decks because they look amazing together. And these are the Tree Wisdom cards and the Plant Ally cards, and I'm pretty sure I've done a walkthrough of both now. And again, they look amazing together, and they just have the little messages on the back. And I've been taking these with me when I go round to my nan's or go and see my parents, because they have both got beautiful gardens. And I love taking pictures of these out in the wildlife. So again, if you haven't seen enough of these decks, go and check them out on my Instagram. And I'm not pushing my Instagram, it just so happens, as I say, that I've been using lots of stuff. I did actually put these together at one stage so that you could have both energies, and just couldn't shuffle them because it's 110 cards together. So I generally pull one for each and often leave them out on the table. 2 more Oracle decks and then we're moving on to books. This was a deck that I got from Glastonbury a few years ago when my deck collection was still pretty small and I wasn't reading tarot regularly. And I saw Nature's Whispers in one of the shops there and was really drawn to the artwork, which isn't like me. There's some really, really pink vibes to this deck, but the artwork is amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And sometimes I don't give this deck enough credit because I call it my hug deck. However, I must say, in comparison to other people's hug decks, this deck every message has something positive in it. The messages are quite short, but it definitely acknowledges if there's a block and then gives you a positive way to move forward with it. And because there's so much, I'm not sure, and I think I've said before, I'm not sure if the pictures were painted for the messages or vice versa, I really don't know. But there's so much detail in some of the pictures that you could work with just the message at the bottom or the picture intuitively on its own. It's just such a beautiful deck. Josephine Wall is just an amazing artist. And they look really nice just dotted around the house. So I've gone back to this one, and the cardstock is the best Oracle cardstock in the land. And last but not least, I've been really called back to my Oracle of Shapeshifters, which I actually bought because I like Jasmine Beckett Griffith as a artist and wanted one of her adult colouring books. And so I got this deck for some inspiration, and because it said animals, and I was like, yes please, because they've done quite a few books together. So if you like vampires or sort of gothic Victorian beauty or mermaids, then there's decks that they've done for that. This is quite a different animal deck because it's kind of the story between the individual and the animal that they're with. It's not just the animal. And you'll see like butterfly ferrets they're not real animals. They're two animals, but they don't come as one. So you'll see some repeats as well. There's a couple of wolf cards, but they're gorgeous. I don't think that these get enough. I think that it's a really underrated deck. Some people say the eyes are creepy, and I say, hell no, I love them. Look at that. I can't remember who I pulled this card for, but they got a lovely message from this. And again, when I get called to work with an Oracle deck, sometimes if I'm about for the day, then on my Instagram 24-hour feed, I let people know that if they want me to just pull a one card energy pull and send them a little message, I do that for practice. And it's gone down quite well. I love this deck. Honestly guys, the messages are huge in it. You've got like 3 pages per card. And there's a really big read up to her experience of making the deck. And even if you don't agree with all of it or resonate with all of it, it's really interesting to read. And it made me quite fond of her as an author, writer, whatever you want to call her. I'd be quite intrigued to get some more of her decks. Now I have to show you this. Look. My parents went to Lanzarote, I had to check, and got me this little magnet to go with the rest of my lizard magnets. And if you don't know already, we've got 5 leopard geckos, hence all the lizardy stuff. And last up, it is last up, yes. I'm still reading Witch, and you're probably thinking, why? It's a wonderful book. It's not that, you know, the writing's a good size. Recently, my health has been less than ideal for the last 8 months. And so it's taken me a really long time to read, and I used to plough through books in like a couple, I mean, I'd have eaten this up in 2 days. And some of the medication that I was put on made me really foggy. However, I'm halfway through, and I must say that I am already thrilled to recommend this book to anyone who is interested in some of the history of witches, but from a very, very modern perspective. Anyone who is looking into creating more of a witch practice, anyone who wants to understand more of a modern take on feminism, and that it's not all man-hating and bashing. I think that this book actually covers a lot more topics than people would anticipate, and Lisa Lister is has stole my heart, and it's just a lovely little book. There's a couple of spells in it still if you're interested in those. It's got these wonderful little quotes or affirmations. I'm a witch who works with roots and from her roots. And little quotes at the top. It's a gorgeous book, guys. I will do a proper review when I've read it all and I'm feeling more eloquent. And I've also been using this little card, "You're the shit," from my Rebel deck, because if you've ever read anything by Lisa Lister, then you'll know that this card is the best bookmark for this book. So I've been loving it, and it's so pretty. And if you haven't got it, go and get it if it's on your wish list. It's on Amazon and Book Depository and probably Wordery. Lastly, on the books, The Art of Astrology. I was really keen to get a better basic understanding of astrology, and I realised that this book, after reading it, was probably too basic. However, this was in the works and it was super cheap and it's gorgeous, so I got it anyway. And to be honest, it's a lovely little book, as I've been using it to take in the energy of each moon. So we've just gone into the moon in Leo. Yeah, because I'm a Leo. And it links up with the tarot cards. It's got some little associations here. It's got about man and woman, which I'm quite happy for it to just describe whoever rather than separate the genders. Dress sense, it's got a few strange things in it. Health, lifestyle choices. But really it was the associations and the little blurb, the tarot cards, and just the gorgeous artwork. The exercise bit was quite interesting. I wasn't interested in Love Match, I'll be honest, although me and my partner did get a fantastic one, but that was more for fun. The only thing I have noticed about this book, which really disappointed me, is, as I said, I am a Leo, is that, I mean, it's minor. It's minor. Apart from I thought there'd be, I want, basically, if anyone's got any recommendations on an astrology book, which goes, it's for beginners, but it goes into depth about the different aspects. So your moon, your rising sign, you know, even some of the others like your Mars, your Venus. I want something like that that's not going to completely blow my mind. And I'm like Sherlock Holmes, I bet no one else would even notice this. But we've got the gorgeous, well, I don't like this particular depiction of strength, but we've got the strength card here, which is a Leo, and it clearly says 8. And then it says tarot card number 11, strength. And as you know, it's not number 11 in that particular deck. So, and it's the same thing on justice. It says number 8 justice, but it has the number 11 justice card. However, if you see this book in the works, honestly, it's worth it for the artwork. It was about £4, £5, and the little, like the flowers and the birthstones, animals, the occupations, herbs, trees. It's a really sweet little book. I'm glad I own it. I won't get rid of it. It's beautiful. I'm showing it to you because I love it, because it's beautiful and it's a good little addition. But I'm also showing it to encourage people to send me their recommendations, because I need something a bit more in depth. Right, so that's nearly me done. I have paused and drunk lots of my gorgeous tea so that I can show you this freaking awesome mug. Look, it's a kitty mug. I've been crushing on everything cat, and I am like, if I didn't have a partner, I would definitely be classed as a crazy cat lady, even though it's all shiny, even though I'm far too young to be officially a crazy cat lady, but I am one. And my most precious cup went to cup heaven. And look, check me out. Because, oh sorry, I've jiggled. I always have a jiggle with the camera. This is a freaking awesome cup. It's huge, it's gigantic. And it's got these little ears. And I love it. And at the end of the video, I took a little video of my cat, which I'll add in, just so you can look at her gorgeous self, because she has really been my little pal this month in particular. She's very needy and attached to my hip on a regular basis, but she's helped me when I've been feeling, so you've got to love her for that. And lastly, for all my nerds out there, I've been playing this lots and lots and lots. Pokemon Moon has been calling me this month. It's been a really great way to just zone out when I've been feeling stressed out and stop all my plans for my business venture and just have nerd time. So that's what I've done. Sorry that this has been a bit rambly. As I said, I didn't intend to even film a favourites this month. However, I got my lovely new giftie and I got my new deck, my other new deck, and my partner said, go and film your favourites, it'll probably cheer you up. Code, I'm going to play the PlayStation. So I thought, why not? I'm going to do it. I'm probably going to be really lazy and not edit much of it, because you can just listen to me ramble, and hopefully I'll get some feedback about the astrology stuff. And if you want to ask any questions about anything you've seen, then please do. Bye for now. Hello. Say hello.